Most tennis players are not satisfied with their results and their progress on the court. And this can lead to a very sad and unfulfilled tennis life. It's kind of like, tennis is very elusive. It's kind of like that crush you had in high school. You're right, B2. I know. Stay on topic. I got it. Okay, so in today's video, I have 5 secrets to tennis happiness that's going to keep you a much happier, more fulfilled tennis player on and off the court. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Number 1, focus on the process and not the results. I first heard this from Dick Gould, legendary Stanford coach Dick Gould, who led his team to multiple national titles. And this is what he told his team. So it must be some pretty good advice. So what exactly does that mean? Focus on the process and not the results. I mean, you can pretty much take that from the practice court to the match court. I think so many club players, every time they're practicing, they're thinking about, is this going to help me win a match? And maybe even practicing not to lose. Where as far as if you really have a growth mindset, even in your practices, you want to focus on the process of getting better. And then the results are going to take care of themselves. In a match, you go out there and you think about the things that are really important to play well in a match. The process, not the result. What's going to help you in a match? What's going to keep you happier about yourself in a match? Number 1, it's keeping your cool. Number 2, it's developing some great rituals. It's strategizing and it's executing your technique in order to play your best tennis that day. The more you can focus on the process and not be worried about the results take care of themselves. All right, let's get into number 2, the second key to being happy as a tennis player. This is huge, and this is not easy to do. Everything is positive in a match, even when things absolutely suck. Okay, so if you can really embrace this, everything being a positive experience in a tennis match, even when something that day absolutely sucks about it. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that when you are playing, look, all we're trying to do, why are we out there playing our matches? We're challenging ourselves, and we want to be able to, again, be proud of ourselves as tennis players. I think those are the happiest tennis players, the ones who have pride in their game, where they win, lose, or draw. And when you're going to be in a tennis match, you're going to be in 3 situations, right? You're going to be up. That's the best part, right? That's fun. You're going to be even. You're going to be in tight matches, and then you're also going to be losing. I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. And you want to take each opportunity. Every time you play a match, it's an opportunity to work on all 3 situations. When you're up, you want to work at getting better at being up. And so if it's like 4-0, being able to really realize, why am I up 4-0? Keeping with that game plan, staying focused, and not letting your opponent come back. That's a good skill to work on. The other thing is, some days you're going to be out there playing a match. Maybe you're going to be up 4-0, and all of a sudden it's 4-4. And they're like, I can't believe it's 4-4. I'm so unhappy. I hate this now. I should have won this set 20 minutes ago. Or maybe you're playing somebody that you consider that you are much better than. And then the score is like 6-6 on a tiebreaker. Like, how is it 6-6 with this clown? Honestly. But the more you embrace that, okay, I'm going to work on, no matter the level of the opponent, where I think I'm better or worse, or whether it's up or down, and now the score is even, there's a great opportunity to work on when the score is tight. When things are tight, how do I respond? Love this. This is why I play tennis. I came out here for a good match. This is a good match. Let's see what I'm made of. So viewing that as positive. And then probably the hardest thing to do is be positive when you are down, right? So when we're down 5-0, it's so easy to just roll over and let somebody beat you 6-0. But I'll tell you one thing too. That's exactly what your opponent wants. When they get up 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, they're hoping you're just going to roll over and just hand over the match, right? And so the more you do that, they love it. They end up winning, and you get more and more miserable. But again, the players that we respect the most, they never give up. Again, I'm going to pick Rafa Nadal, right? He just retired, so it's good. We'll just use him as the theme for so much of this because so much of it applies to him. When you watch Rafa and he is down 3-0, or he lost the first set, or even he's down 2 sets, you have so much faith in him, especially in his prime. You're like, well, I'll believe it when I see it when he's going to lose. He always comes back, and we're proud of him. We love that quality about him. So that just doesn't happen overnight. You've got to work on that. You've got to work on that skill set of going, you know what? I'm down 4-0, but I'm going to make these next couple of games so hard on my opponent. Whether I win the set or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to develop a reputation around this club that I am always in the match, no matter what the score is. So that when I walk through the clubhouse, everybody knows there goes Stan or Marcy or whatever, and they're just so tough. They never give up, no matter what the score is. You want to have that reputation. See, so the more that you embrace the suck, whether it's windy, whether your partner isn't like your favorite partner that day, whatever it is, if you can view everything as positive and your opportunity to improve as a tennis player, you're going to be so much happier. Okay, let's get into number 3. This is another really tough one to embrace, but I think it's going to be really hard to argue with. Every partner you play with can make you better. Every single doubles partner you play with can make you better. So many of you out there watching this video, you play more doubles than you play singles. And I know one of your biggest complaints are, and this will be your question too. It's kind of funny. It's like, well, you know, what do I have a partner who is grumpy and can't move and doesn't make a shot and, you know, basically doesn't do anything right? What do I do then, Pete? And then what I tell people is, well, if you want to be a good partner, be a good person, right? Don't be the reason. That person's out there trying to get enjoyment too. Whether you think that they're a good player or not, they're there to have fun, to have a good experience. If you make them feel miserable because you feel like they're playing terrible and ruining your opportunity to win a tennis match, you actually might be the reason why they quit playing tennis. You don't want to be the reason why somebody quits playing tennis, okay? So no matter what partner you get, whether you get somebody who's better than you, equal to you, or the hardest part, you're the better player and they're not doing anything right, every partner can make you better. You want to, again, develop that reputation at your club of being the player that no matter who they play with, who you play with, you compete. You have a great time. You put a smile on your partner's face. Everybody likes to play with you. People are getting in line to play with you, right? So you lead by following, right? You make them feel comfortable. That's going to make you a better doubles partner no matter who you play with. So being a great doubles partner doesn't mean that you win every match. Being a really awesome tennis player doesn't mean that you win every match. If you play with somebody and it's very lopsided, you're just way better and they're way worse and they're having like their worst day ever, yes, you're probably going to lose that day. It's okay. You can still become a better tennis player that day by learning how to be a better partner, by not blowing your top, by keeping it positive, by putting a smile on their face, by knowing when to talk to them and when to be quiet and learning all those skills, how to communicate. Because it can be very stressful to communicate with somebody who's not having a good day. The more you can build that skill up, you're going to be a great doubles partner. You're going to be a much better tennis player and you're going to feel better about yourself. Wouldn't you feel better about yourself leaving the court knowing that the doubles partner you played with, even if you guys lost 0-0, really liked you and felt like, yes, I had a good time, even though that it was a terrible match. This is a really good person, and I want to get to know them better. Isn't that why part of the reason why we're in tennis too, for social a little bit? All right, guys, if you're liking this video, give this a like if you agree. Also comment, let me know if there's anything you disagree with so far. Hopefully you're becoming happier and happier by watching this video. Let's get into secret number 4 that's going to lead you to a happy tennis life. And that is, you can improve your game the most on your own. And let me explain. So many people think, well, you know, I just can't really improve because, no one at my club wants to practice with me. All they want to do is go out there and play matches. No one wants to work on their game. I've heard that so many times from people who come visit me, and that is true, right? And as the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So if they don't want to practice and play with you, a lot of times you can't force them to. But I want everybody here this holiday season, put a gift under the tree for yourself, the talent code. When you understand the talent code and how to develop, a lot of you can improve your technique out there. When you understand how to deep practice, and so much of the deep practice can be done with no variables, literally not even a racket in your hand. I'll make other videos on this so you can watch and understand what I mean. But learning how to do great practice sessions on your own, sometimes not even leaving your house apartment, you can get better. Also, you see me lots of times now, I'm using the fast track. The thing feeds to you. It's really, really cool. You go out, use that. You can hit against the wall. There's so many. You can work on your footwork by yourself. You can work on your serve motion by yourself. You can video your technique and analyze it by yourself. There's really probably the most opportunity to understand what's going under the hood when you're doing things by yourself. Most of your friends and your tennis partners that you play with, they're not going to want to do all this with you. But you can do this all by yourself and improve so much and get so much satisfaction and enjoyment out of it. So don't forget that. Okay, number 5. This is huge. This is the biggest one. If you really want to be a happy tennis player, you have to embrace your game and know thyself. And what do I mean by that? Of course, pretty much everybody out there, myself included, would love to just go out there and play like Roger Federer. Have every shot in the book, hit tons of awesome topspin forehand winners, beautiful topspin backhands, slices, drop shots, serve and volley, stay back. He can do everything, and that's why we love him, and he makes it look so easy. But the more you understand, well, what is your strength? For example, I've coached people who have like a really awesome chip game and great net skills, and they're staying at the baseline, they're hitting over the ball because that's what they see on TV. But the more I work with them through the weekend, I realize, well, you're actually much better at doing this and coming to the net, and you play a lot of doubles. That's how you should play more. And when they actually try that, they're like, wow, you're right. I'm like the best player on the court. I used to be like middle of the road. Now that I'm doing this stuff and understand I'm much more effective at this, I'm a completely different player and I'm having more fun. So it's really understanding the skills that you have that are going to give you the biggest gain, the fastest, that you understand how you're winning your points, where your winning points coming from, where your losing points coming from. What percentage of the time should you be ripping versus chipping? This is another really, really important skill to develop. And I actually made another training session on this. So if you want to watch that video right now, click up here. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And hopefully you're much happier on the court in 2025. If you like this video, give it a like. That'll put a smile on my face. That'll make me a happier tennis player. I want to see you guys on the next video.